Hello everyone and welcome to another Warcraft 3 replay commentary. Today's match was played on the 5th of December 2008 and it was pretty important as it was the first map in a 3-mapper between Susiria and ToD in the IEF 2008 group stage, and those two players were part of the group of death in this tournament in which they were together with Moon, and prior to this match Moon wrecked both of these players with 3-0, so the winner of this series would go on and move to the quarterfinals, whereas the loser would be the one out of these 3 players who would not make it out of the group stage and yeah, therefore not be able to continue playing in the tournament. So we do see here on the right hand spawn position in a dark green, which was his preferred color if he was given free choice, the French human player ToD, starting with the altar first, and of course the barracks, and his opponent on the left hand spawn position in red, the Korean undead player, the sexy captain Susiria, who starts also with an early altar here, and a little bit of a later crypt, which means he's gonna have a very early Death Knight most likely, and either delayed Ghoul production or the late Fiend build. Susiria started playing all the way back in 2002. Back then he played for Vera and already was pretty successful, with the second place in the NBC CTB being his biggest success back then. Then in early 2004 he was hired by Meteor Makers and became their first ever Korean player. So Death Knight first by Susiria and Mountain King by ToD. And Susiria stayed at Meteor Makers for the rest of his Warcraft 3 career, which lasted until early 2009 when Meteor Makers was disbanded. And in that time he won plenty of team leagues with Meteor Makers, but never any major solo tournaments, only minor ones, such as in-cups and yeah, the likes of that. So no graveyard yet for the Undead player. Now it would be the time to build a graveyard if he's going late Fiends, otherwise it might probably just be a very quick tech with a couple of ghouls and not even a second Ziggurat. ToD at the same time, yeah, gonna have his Mountain King out. Pretty interesting how both of the players are scouting at the bottom of their opponent's spawn position, especially for Susiria. It's pretty important to know whether or not ToD starts with the bigger creep at the mercenary camp, but ToD actually does not do so. He's gonna go for the safer and well, less useful, if you want to call it that, less useful creep at the top here, which is of course only going to give him around level 1.6. He did buy the Forest Troll Shadow Priest at the left hand side, as well as the one on the right hand side, so that's working out pretty nicely for him. Maybe with the slow he could even, with the Dispel on the slow, he could even save that peasant. He does not do so. So this Forest Troll Shadow Priest comes at the cost of 1 peasant's life, but with these two he's probably gonna even be able to fend off this harass without even building an Arcane Tower early on. So with the 2 Forest Troll Shadow Priests, he's of course, where's the second one? Okay, here in the bottom, just healing himself. He's of course gonna be able to cast a lot of Dispel, and it looks like he just dispelled both of the first 2 Skeleton Warriors by Susiria, so Susiria really doesn't have a lot of steam behind this aggression so far. But he doesn't need to, he's gone for the fastest possible tech here with the graveyard after the tech. Still no second Ziggurat, no backpack on those ghouls, so he's not gonna be able to provide any new rods of necromancy, so he might be yeah, running out of steam here rather quickly. Mountain King still only level 1. Looks like he's now gonna creep to level 2. Susiria, yeah, making use of all the corpses. He's got the 4 skeletons right now. Now there's the tower for ToD. Maybe this one peasant is gonna fall, but nicely done by ToD here, bringing the Forest Troll Shadow Priest with full mana back into his base, dispelling 2 of the Skeleton Warriors. In the meantime, he gets a level 2, actually something you want to have a lot quicker against the harassing Death Knight with a Mountain King. And yeah, the 1 militia nicely pulled into the back here, so he's gonna have to try and kill him with the Skeleton Warriors, and bold ends around by the Mountain King. Very quick TP by a DK, of course. the only choice he's really got here is to either let him go down, which he could do because he's still level 1, or TP immediately without losing any HP, because if he wants to keep harassing now with a new Rod of Necromancy, then he definitely doesn't want to have low HP. So tier 2 about to finish, Graveyard finished, new Ziggurats, no second crypto. I think especially given the fact that ToD is not creeping his mercenary camp here, Gargoyles could have been a very nice choice, because except for these 2 Forest Troll Shadow Priests and the Bolt, there's not really a lot of anti-air for the human player. So yeah, as I said, Gargoyles could have been nice, but yeah, it's not gonna be the case in this game. Tier 2 now gonna finish, and he's immediately going for tier 3. Notice how he turned around here, just seeing the one footman. Of course, for the Death Knight it's very tricky because of the low vision range to really deal with this Mountain King early on, since he doesn't have any other units to help him scout here. So round attempt by the peasants, but not successful. And one of them is going down to coil, and one more skeleton warrior hit. And Susiria, I have to say, given the fact that he's only got a DK, who by the way bought boots and a Staff of Teleportation, that he's only got the DK to harass, he's done a very, very good job delaying ToD here, this expansion. Even though he didn't creep the mercenary camp, this expansion has been built pretty late. The Mountain King is very close to level 3. He's gonna need one of these creeps killed, or 2 skeletons, depending on what he wants here. One of them gets ensnared, so maybe he can kill that. And then have the level 3 build. It looks like he's going for the DK, and ToD nicely closing the gap here on the bottom with the 3 peasants. First of them is gonna fall. Bolt is now gonna come in. The skeletons are killing another one of the peasants. Can he maybe sneak out to the left hand side? It looks like the surround might still be closed. No, it's still open, so he can escape. Mountain King does have the mana for another bolt, but it looks like cooldown might have not been over. Now the Death Knight is out of range. Level 3 reached for the Mountain King first. Guard Tower is now in production, and the DK, now he could throw the bolt, but he just now clicks his Mountain King, and thanks to the Boots of Speed, the Death Knight is now out of range, and the Mountain King is not going to be able to catch up anymore. So ToD being busy here elsewhere. Yeah, it looks like he was just in his main base sending new peasants down to speed up this build of the Town Hall. Now he is at the shop getting, what did he get? Only Boots of Speed. In the meantime, tier 3 almost done. Double Slaughterhouse in production, and nice surround here with the ghouls in between the Nerubian Tower and the forest against this footman. Now finally level 2 for the DK, so with the aura he's gonna be able to regenerate a lot faster. Mountain King now coming in, the rest of the army also heading across the map. Let's see how much damage he can do here. Maybe with some crazy bash luck he might be able to do some damage to the DK. But he doesn't get that, and it looks like he doesn't want to go into the range of that Nerubian Tower. Still no second hero for Susiria. He could have started building the Lich, so it could be finished once the tier 3 gets finished. But it looks like he doesn't want to get a Lich. Ah, Coil comes too late for the one ghoul here. And first Footman is also going to follow, but ToD is going to win a lot of time to secure his expansion here. Tier 3 has been done, so now the shop is under pressure, and immediately Susiria starts building another statue and the Destroyer upgrade, which of course he couldn't do once the Tome of Relics goes down, which it appears it will. One Acolyte gets instant killed by one of the level 2 bolts here. A couple more ghouls are moving outside of the base to help the Undead defend here. Another peasant, another Acolyte in a bit of trouble. No more mana for another coil though. Bolt, excuse me. First of the Forest Troll Berserker is also going to fall. Deny by ToD, and surround attempt against the DK. It looks like, no, it's actually not close. He can sneak out to the bottom here, bash against the DK, but he can get into the back of his base. Downside is just that there's no heal potions available for him, so he's gonna have to make do without those for now. But ToD also doesn't really have a lot of stuff left. Mountain King with low mana and a couple of footmen. Destroyer upgrade is about to come through. 3 statues are out, so that's all Susiria is going to be able to work with. ToD for now pulling back a little bit, and he's producing the first couple of towers. Still no tech for him, so he knows this Destroyer push is coming. Obviously, first Destroyer is already up in the air, so he is aware of the fact that because he was delayed so much, he's not going to be able to get any sufficient anti-air up tech-wise, so any unit-wise counter to the Destroyer push. So all he can do right now strategically is to secure his 2 bases with enough towers to deal with the Destroyers. So yeah, he can survive the upcoming push. just maybe let's first take a look at the DK before I continue to talk strategy here. And no crazy bashes by the Mountain King, so he's gonna survive here. Thanks to aura and boost of speed, he's right now faster than a Mountain King, so he can morph 3 destroyers here. But ToD already has a couple of towers up. First masonry upgrade also done, so I'm not sure if the push, thanks to ToD's harass, thanks to him killing the shop, it's only with 3 destroyers, so it's not like Susiria has the crazy damage output, and he's already pulling back. So ToD for now securing his base, but destroyer, future destroyer number 4 and 5 are already out as well. Still no second hero for Susiria. Yeah, and ToD just getting more towers. He knows once he's got these bases secured, he's gonna be able to safely take into either Dragonhawks or Copters. I don't really see a reason not to go into Copters right now, except for the fact that he needs tier 3 for the splash upgrade, which just turns them into really efficient weapons against destroyers. Tier 2 flying machines not really that great of a counter against destroyers, so he's got this 3rd statue out, 6th destroyer eventually as it appears. And that's a lot stronger than what he had before. So right now, well, we're gonna see how much damage he's gonna be able to do. Of course, ToD trying to secure his base here. And the first tower is already in some trouble. Splash damage by the destroyers, of course, also hurts the peasants a little bit. Death Knight, of course, needs to take care against the Mountain King and the Footman, but as long as these destroyers have mana, he's going to be able to open up surrounds, Footman surrounds very easily, because they just take so much damage by destroyers, and he's able to do a ton of damage here. Where's the Mountain King? Mountain King staffing into the farm here. Bolt is not thrown. He's mismoving the Mountain King here, trying to macro as best as he can. The last of these guard towers is maybe about to fall, but all the destroyers are out of mana, and one of them has even gone down to the towers already. Death Knight has to take care. In the meantime, Panda's second board, and the Mountain King gets the bolt in another surround on the DK. ToD so far very safe with his surround. Staff of teleportation used, but Bash cancelling it, so this Death Knight is probably going to be screwed. And that's of course bad news for Susiria. First well, only statue here under a bit of pressure, but he's immediately draining the mana, morphing it. ToD trying to build more towers, tier 2 now finished for the human player. And well, the Panda's only level 1, so that's not too great of a breath of fire. He's got to back up these destroyers. One more tower gets finished, but he's also gonna fall thanks to the mana one of the destroyers still has. Second destroyer also falls to the tower, so Susiria also with a bit of sloppy micro. Mountain King, well, with the boots of speed he is faster than the Panda, but the Panda already has the passive ability Drunken Brawler, as you can see, and he just dodged a bash here. Second dodge, which is of course very important. Mountain King right now doesn't have any mana. At the same time, the destroyers keep up the pressure, only 3 of them alive. Let's see if the Mountain King's gonna be able to do enough damage to this Panda to get him killed before he reaches the shop. In the meantime, more destroyers, well, more statues are coming. Now he needs a bash, and he does not get it. Slow helps the Panda survive. He gets the heal potion. Mountain King still chasing after him into the back of this base. Statue now coming out, immediately healing, but he needs to use that potion right now. Oh, how greedy by Susiria, trying to save his Panda with only the statue, even though he's had the potion. And now he lost both of his heroes, giving up a lot of potential here. ToD, yeah, macroing as best as he can. He just shifted all these peasants into his gold mine. Of course, from a, well, from an unstrategic point of view, I'd call it, you could say how lame to just build towers, but of course, if there's a certain amount of pressure by the Undead, it's actually extremely hard to keep up the tower production while controlling the army properly, while taking up and macroing and continue producing peasants if there's need at the expansion. So not at all easy, and we've seen ToD not getting everything done properly, especially like when he staffed here with the Mountain King and then headed down, while he could have tried to go for a surround on the DK. So both of the Undead heroes are now back. Some more creeping done by him, level 4 and 2.5. Panda level 3 is of course a big deal against towers and repairing peasants. And the Mountain King here is just doing a huge load of damage. Another ziggurat is going to be produced, and it looks like Susiria, he's got a couple of resources, he's got a couple of destroys, and it looks like he rather wants to continue creeping right now than heading back to the base. And it seems like the ghouls, together with the main and the Nubian tower, are gonna do the trick here for him, especially since this Mountain King is out of mana. There's not really any more harassment he can do here. At the same time, the Panda is gonna get the level 3. ToD now going tier 3, getting double barracks and a blacksmith in the back of his base. That is very interesting. I would imagine, well, I said earlier flying machines, and I still think right now that's the better choice. But once that Panda, if the Panda ever reaches level 5, flying machines of course would get a pretty bad choice. But at the moment, yeah, I tend to build flying machines, but he's going double barracks. Illusion he used by Susiria, and the first Panda illusion is actually tanking quite some damage away. Mountain King now heading into his base here. The destroyers, it's 7 I think, are doing a ton of damage. There's never gonna be enough repair to keep up with that, at least as long as they have mana. And Susiria once again is doing a ton of damage, and he's going for the surround against the Mountain King with these illusions here. Very nicely done. And the MK, he doesn't have any items here. The Invo Potion is on cooldown, so the Mountain King is gonna die here. Nicely done by Susiria, surrounding him with the Panda illusions against the altar. And that is of course horrible news for ToD. He's reproducing that Mountain King right now, but as long as that lasts, if the altar even survives long enough, he's gonna take a ton of damage by both the destroyers and of course the Breath of Fire. But unfortunately for ToD, for Susiria, there's no more mana on his Panda. So another tower is probably not going to stay alive. 70 mana now again on the Panda, and immediately using the Breath of Fire here. So he's very aware of how much mana his heroes have, but both of them are kind of low. Mountain King still has a long way to go in that altar, so if Susiria has the right game sense, he's gonna move out of there in time. But of course it's pretty risky by him if he stays in there for too long. Once again, not microing too careful with one of the destroyers, but before that nicely passing the potion to the DK from the Panda, just to ensure his survival. Now he's pulling out, as it seems. Mountain King is about halfway back at the expansion. There is nothing going on. ToD is just desperately trying to secure this base somehow. First Knight now in production, so maybe with the level 4 Mountain King, he feels like the best he can go for is just for bolts and surrounds against these heroes, because of course if he dominates on the ground, these destroyers are not gonna do too much to a high level Mountain King. So first Knight is out. He's what's he doing? He should probably not try and engage. And Susiria having the right game sense here, pulling out of the base in time. 3 new statues are available for the Undead player already. Panda is heading back to the base, probably to get some items. And he's got the Staff of Teleportation ready to staff back to either the DK or one of the statues as soon as he wants. Still 5,000 gold in here, 6,000 in the expansion. Only 3,500 for Susiria, so slowly the pressure is riding on him. The Panda staffing back here with 2 heal potions and a mana potion. Mountain King, yeah, coming out using his only bolt on the DK rather early on. Using his Clarity Potion right now, of course, to get some mana back, because yeah, he needs to have something to work with against these strong, well, yeah, slowly getting very strong undead heroes. And Susiria not quite satisfied with that, so he throws the bolt here just to cancel the Clarity. And ToD, yeah, he's still desperately trying to secure this expansion. And where are the destroyers? Still 3 of them in the air, and there are 4 more statues, so the next push is about to occur here. 1 destroyer morph, now he's at 50 supply, but he's going over 50. He wants to have as much power with this next push as possible. Was staff used on 1 knight, but he's just going to be able to dispel that healing if he wants to, and that's exactly what he's doing. And with all the damage output, actually, I think he could have killed the knight. Second knight now out, so slowly, yeah, the army is growing here, but as long as these destroyers have mana, there's nothing these knights can do against the heroes without dying immediately. Nice Breath of Fire again, doing tons of damage against the peasants of the human player. ToD now coming back, level 4 on the Panda. DK about to reach level 5. Once again the Destroyer going down to the towers though. Next Knight needs to be careful, but so far he's doing just fine. Level 5 now for the DK as well. And the entire left tower front here has gone down. Tons of peasants once again have died. Nicely done by Susiria here to dispel the heal on the Knight and then coil him. Of course the Knights, as long as they are at the castle regenerating, they are magic immune, but of course as soon as the Destroyer is around, he can just dispel and then well, either attack them with Destroyers or use his spells on them. And Paladin second for ToD, which is probably not gonna come out as Susiria realizes that now, attacks the altar. The Mountain King and one Knight are coming in. ToD still trying to secure the space, trying to get a couple of peasants out. He starts repairing right now with one of them. DK has to take care using heal potion right now, but the Panda doesn't have a heal potion anymore, so he's going to be forced away from the altar soon. No mana for a Breath of Fire though, but he's got the mana potion. The Paladin just comes out in time here. Mountain King chasing after the DK, the Panda in the back of the base with 30 HP, with 5 HP just staffing out here. The Mountain King, well, still on the other side of the map, but where is he staffing? Okay, only a little bit further to the Knight, because it seems like he has nothing on the left hand side of the map, so Panda surviving for now. Paladin second is out, one Knight is in a bit of trouble, whereas the Paladin is down here, so he can throw a heal on him if he wants to. And even though ToD has taken a ton of damage, he slowly starts gathering a couple of Knights. The problem are just the hero levels for him right now, because with level 4 and 1 against 5 for Undead heroes and the Destroyers, he's probably not going to be able to do much, but it looks like he might start creeping right now. I'm wondering what that Footman has been doing all this time. Maybe just scouting for a counter expansion at the bottom, and now he's finally off some use again, since ToD starts creeping to catch up experience wise here a little bit. Of course level 5-3 would be a pretty big deal for him, not adding a third hero or anything so far. And the Destroyers will continue to do their pressure. Still 4,000 in here. Actually, there's more gold in ToD's main than there is in ToD's expansion right now. That's how much of a beating he's taken. And only 1,000 gold left for Susiria. Another Knight sneaking through here. He's got 3 Knights now, as well as these 2 heroes. I'm wondering if Breakers may have been smarter though, because of their magic immunity. And now again a ton of Destroyers for Susiria, 64 supply, lots of mana on those, and it seems like he might be even able to break this right tower front here inside the human's main base. Mountain King now stepping back. Is he trying to block him in? No, it looks like he's not even trying, he's just focusing on getting these towers killed. Arcane Tower nicely placed here actually by ToD, but I'm wondering how long that one is gonna survive. Once Susiria realizes it's an Arcane Tower, Panda still has plenty of mana to work with. Another Breath of Fire going into these peasants as well as the towers. And the Mountain King trying his best here. Paladin in the meantime has continued creeping. He is level 2. He found the Ring of Regeneration on the left hand side mercenary camp. And yeah, there is the Arcane Tower going down. Not a big surprise obviously, since Susiria definitely doesn't want to have that one around. Another Destroyer going down to the towers here. Of course, it's pretty tricky, because the damage output is ridiculously high. And the Mountain King actually died in the meantime. Oh, why did I miss that? Probably down here when he was running away from the Undead heroes. Yeah, both of them still have mana, so there was probably a nuke on the MK. And level 5 for the Panda right now. Of course, getting the level 4 Mountain King killed is kind of an excuse for Susiria losing that Destroyer there. But that was definitely worth it. Mana potion used by the Mountain King right now, so the Panda in a bit of trouble. He could use the staff right now, but he also has the boots, so he might just survive anyway. Bolt goes on him for another time. There is still healing on the Paladin, as well as the staff of teleportation on the Mountain King. Panda survives. Mountain King gets staffed home by the Paladin, but the Destroyers can dispel if they want to, which I'm assuming they will, because yeah, right now they cannot attack the Mountain King because of the magic immunity. And yeah, there's the Dispel Mountain King staffing to the bottom, so he's gonna have to pay for some healing. And Susiria has broken this main base. There's barely any anti-air for ToD. Actually, there's no anti-air at all for ToD in the main base, and I'm assuming he's not going to be able to establish that anymore. But at the same time, Susiria has also run out of income. DK is slowly approaching the level 6. 4 knights now out for ToD, Paladin level 2, Mountain King 4.5. And he's producing as many knights as he can. And what's Susiria doing? Is he going all in, or is he expanding? Getting a sacrificial pit for those acolytes to turn into shades. Of course, he can easily afford that because it's mostly lumber investment, and he's got 1,500 of that. The destroyers here, or where are they going? Maybe down to the expansion to see how much gold they're still in and how well protected it is, because I think Susiria hasn't really been down here in a while. It's like he hasn't even seen anything of the expansion building so far, because early on he wasn't able to do any sufficient harassment tonight here, doing a bit of scouting. Where's the staff? The Paladin has the staff coil. Oh, and he's not able to dodge it. A bit of careless micro here by ToD having his staff out of range, or maybe just not clicking the staff in time, and losing a knight at this stage of the game is definitely not what he wants. And I think it was not on cooldown, but at least he forced the destroyers back, obviously with those still 5 knights and 2 heroes. Susiria is definitely gonna need his destroyers to take a straight up fight. With only his 2 heroes and like 2 statues and 3 ghouls, he's not gonna be able to fight that off. And the Paladin continues creeping. Let's see, is the Mountain King gonna join him there? No, he's not. So he just wants the level 3 here on the Paladin as it appears. And is he getting the expansion? I think he needs to wait for a bit more gold, which he's getting from creeping. Now he's got 255, so that should be enough for an expansion. It's exactly enough, and Susiria starts producing that. In the meantime, the ghouls heading towards the top left, as it seems. There are still no towers here. ToD slowly resaturating this gold mine. And the Paladin's gonna reach level 3 now. Big deal. Orb on the Mountain King. So as long as these destroyers don't have mana, the Mountain King alone is going to be able to deal with them. I mean, he doesn't have the damage output, but they are never going to be able to kill him with only their normal attack. And ToD getting a workshop right now, so maybe some anti-air after all. The Arcane Tower here nicely placed, but it looks like Susiria is going to want to get that one killed as quickly as possible, just to be able to run in here with his Panda and cast Breath of Fire over and over again against the peasants. And he successfully kills the tower, losing 1 destroyer in return, but that was definitely worth it. Of course, Susiria out of gold here, and a knight has also gone down. I'm assuming he was ensnared here by the creeps, which is pretty unfortunate. Tome of Experience for the Panda. Big deal, as it brings him closer to level 6, and the level 6 Panda, of course, would be a major factor in this game. Another Breath of Fire, killing a peasant here, doing lots of damage to the other peasants. And the ghouls here actually, seem to very slowly wear down this knight, but 2 more knights are heading up there to be, which should definitely be enough to chase those ghouls away and secure their knight buddy's life here, which is exactly what they're doing. Ghouls are now heading back. The Panda is again coming in from the bottom. And with those knights being at the top, chasing the ghouls away, there's not enough units around for ToD to get the surround on the Panda after bolting him. And even if there's still a staff and there's the destroyers around and coil, so I don't think a fight here without all these knights is what ToD necessarily wants. So Panda still has a bit of mana. First, well, the expansion for the first time right now is running with only 4 acolytes, so I'm assuming he's gonna build the 5th one as soon as he can. Another breath, some ivory towers being produced here, and actually the Paladin locked himself in. He's getting this around on the Panda. Again, a miss here. I think it was a bash that missed, and even with the surround, ToD only ended up losing a knight here instead of getting anything killed. Of course, very unfortunate for him that he locked his Paladin in, so he was not able to use Holy Light. And I think the Paladin also had the Staff of Preservation. So that's as unlucky as it gets. Panda needs to take care though, so he's pretty low HP, and he definitely does not want to lose that one. Right now he's so close to level 6. DK in the meantime has reached level 6 already, but of course, did he even skill the ultimate? No, he's got level 3 aura, so that's not at all. Yeah, gonna be helpful, the ultimate, that is. So Panda comes here, he's gotta still take care, he's got the Invo potion, he's immediately getting the bolt, 5 knights still around. Panda has to run away, the first knight is now being holy lighted, so he's not going to die here. Panda, he's got still the Invo potion, he's able to dodge the bolt with that, nicely done by Susiria, Coil and Holy Light going on another knight. That one is going to survive for now. Panda's going to have to stay back, and he's turned around for whatever reason, and he loses the Panda here. Level 5 for the Mountain King, very, very big deal. Of course, without the Panda, Susiria is going to be in a load of trouble here. Boneyard just finished at the expansion, which of course would be great for Susiria if he still had his Panda, and of course with a Frostworm he could be working against those knights very nicely. But right now it seems like he is kind of falling apart, sending his acolytes back in, and 2 have already gone down. 1 knight is nicely being staffed here just before the coil arrives, so ToD really showing off his micro at this point. Holy Light going on another knight, and because of their high movement speed it's very hard for destroyers to actually chase down any knights. And Susiria, well, the expansion's gone. ToD still has 3000 gold in here, whereas his expansion is also gone already, but his main base is barely running. And does he have the gold for the Panda? He does. Again, exactly 0 gold for Susiria after reviving the Panda. But is ToD gonna allow him to get that Panda out? That's the question. He's got the Death Knight and 2 statues in his base. The destroyers also are coming back, of course. He's gonna need them against these knights. He cannot send them across the map, because otherwise he's just gonna lose everything here at the left hand side of the map. And it seems like the altar is just gonna get killed here by ToD. So that Panda is not going to be revived, at least for now. Staff goes on one of the knights, so that one is also pretty safely gonna survive. There's 350 gold for Susiria, who selling as much as he can, but now the acolyte gets killed, so ToD doesn't want to have his opponent sell any more units. 480 gold right now for Susiria. 1 more knight is probably gonna fall, though the staff should still be on cooldown. Yeah, the staff is on cooldown. And also, oh, he just had the 65 mana for another Holy Light, so that was very close mana wise here. But ToD gets, Susiria gets the kill here. ToD not getting the surround on the DK, but very safely closing the surround on another statue here. So ToD continues being very good with his surrounds. Another Goose trying to take care of one of the knights. It's not enough damage output, but with the destroyers coming in, he's able to pick off another one of the knights. So I think it's only 4 knights remaining. No, he built another one. Thanks to the income he's got here so far. And now heading to the expansion, we'll see if it's gonna be enough. So it's a level 5 Panda, so 490 gold is definitely not enough to revive that one. He needs at least like 600 or something. Not quite sure about the numbers there. Oh, and another destroyer is going down to the Mountain King. He definitely doesn't want to lose units at that stage of the game. One of the shades got killed here because of the vision by the flying machine. And he built another acolyte just to be able to sell more buildings, I'm assuming, to buy his Panda back. Because right now it's definitely not looking good for Susiria, so all he's gonna bank on is getting the Panda back and getting the Panda level 6. I mean, he needs like 1 more kill once he gets him back. And he's selling more and more stuff. Another graveyard, another cigarette, and his graveyard. So now he's at about 600 gold. As I said, I'm not quite sure about the exact number here. He needs to sell a bit more Paladin with a couple of knights running across the map, while the Mountain King just is gonna defend here alone. Oh, and ToD is producing flying machines from 1 workshop, so he's trying to be as efficiently as possible. In the meantime, creeping level 4 with the Paladin, another claws of attack, plus 6 dropped here, which is definitely not gonna hurt him. He can also sell it, but I'm assuming giving it to the Mountain King would be pretty nice, since he's the only damage output against the destroyers. except for the flying machines, obviously. But the flying machines, there is the panda back. Unfortunately, I didn't see for how much gold, but I'm assuming something between 600 and 700. And as we can see, he needs 31 more experience, so that's 1 knight killed. And that is enough for, or that would be enough for the panda to reach level 6. He still has a mana portion, so mana is not the issue here. Sitting in front of the main base with, yeah, 2 heroes, 1 statue, and 3 destroys. So he can maybe just even go for the Mountain King, but then again, he's got the Staff of Teleportation, so the damage output by the Undead should not be high enough to just quickly snipe that Mountain King. At the same time, ToD is doing a very nice job with his Paladin, creeping more and more off the map. No, it looks like he's going straight for the peasants. He just wants the level 6 and he very easily gets it. All the peasants once again are gone. No more income for now for ToD. And let's see. Does he have a Staff of Teleportation? No, he does not. He has a Staff of Sanctuary. He could step back 1 knight. But it looks like he's just gonna run there. Now also gathering the flying machines. I'm curious how well those are gonna do against the panda. Of course, once he uses the ultimate, he's not gonna be able to do a lot of damage against those anymore. So right now, that's what it's gonna come down to. Mountain King is coming in. Couple of knights as well. Bold going on the panda, so it looks like he wants to get that one killed. Another very safe surround here by ToD. Panda is surrounded and he's gonna have to use his ultimate here. 1 Breath of Fire did go on the flying machines, doing quite some damage. It looks like Death Knight is gonna be the target here. Bolt goes on him. Surround attempt. Yeah, he does successfully close it. Heal potion used by the DK. He's using the Staff of Teleportation to get to the Storm Elemental of his panda, and he's using Cyclone too late. Bolt still goes off on the DK. 1 knight doesn't get killed in return. Nicely done by ToD, staffing the knight here. The Storm Elemental did take out 1 flying machine after the other, but as you can see, the panda is not going to be very healthy once his ultimate runs out, and ToD surviving with basically everything. He's probably would have lost that 1 knight here in the end, but other than that, still a lot of knights alive, both his heroes alive, and of course Susiria almost sold his entire base already to get the panda back, so he didn't have the resources to get the DK as well. And so ToD winning here in the end in a pretty tense game. Basically, after the first destroyers were in the air, it was constant action back and forth with, as I said during the game, ToD doing a pretty decent job in a pretty hard situation, just continuing to protect his base as best as he could, and then in the end getting the kills here with the bolts and surrounds, which were very, very safely closed throughout pretty much the entire game. You could argue, I'm assuming, that Susiria shouldn't have staffed to his panda, but maybe to his main base, just to head back and get his DK into safety. But then again, if he went back and gave his opponent more time, then ToD still had the main base more or less running. So that wouldn't really have furthered Susiria's situation, especially since ToD could have forced a fight later on without the panda's ultimate available. So that was this game. By the way, that was a request as well for me to cast a Susiria game. There's actually plenty more requests right now. I've gotten quite a few in, and let's just see quickly see the gold. So Susiria, as you can see, even though a ton of gold more mined by ToD, he's done a great job with his pressure here against ToD's base. And that's it. So ToD winning this map, and ToD also won the next map, which secured his him advancing into the quarterfinals. ToD ended up 3rd place in this tournament, and Moon won the whole thing very convincingly. So that's it for this time. I hope you enjoyed. You can give a thumbs up, you can subscribe, you can comment, you can also donate if you want to. There's a link for the donate button in the video description of every video I make. Of course you don't have to, but I'm always happy if I see some donations coming in. And I will see you next time. Bye.